All right, guys, welcome back to the channel tonight. Yeah, again, what's he doing? What's he up to? Last video, we took apart some rolling cultivators, and this video, the nights get away from us. We get home at 4:30 or so, and 5, and it gets dark real quick. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and if you're new to the channel, yes, this is a boot review, and you may have stumbled across it because of a boot review, but we do some farming stuff too. You wouldn't know it by today's video, but we have fun farming and gardening and doing a little bit of RVing and stuff. What I want to talk about today was about a year ago I did a 1 year review on some Thorogood mock toe boots. What I wanted to talk about today, yes, it is about 3 years of having these boots now, getting close to it, or maybe a little over. I hadn't looked at the exact date. But what I wanted to do is talk about the Thorogood boot refurbishment program, and that's where you can go to their website. And I did this, and you can go and click whether you want just I think what it's called is I got some notes here, guys. It's called a classic, where they just replace the soles, or a complete refurbish, where they do the sole and the midsole. So let me tell you a little bit about these. So what I have done, these, like I said, are going on about 3 years old now. The first time, about a year and a half ago, I had just a local cobbler put a sole on it, and all he did, it was a Vibram sole, and he just really, I guess, cut this one off, probably sanded it back flat, and glued a new sole on it, and of course, shaped it up around the side, and that worked fine. It was great. It did wear off pretty quick. The sole started wearing. I work in a situation, and again, a lot of times your boots are going to be what I think is your work environment. If I was on dirt 90% of the time, I'm sure these soles would last a lot longer, but I'm actually on concrete quite a bit. And the concrete is the sidewalks or the concrete floor of a construction site. And I probably walk a little bit what I call heel heavy, and my heel hits the concrete first, so it wears out pretty quick, and then of course this wears out. So that was the first sole I got. I think it was about $99, and I did it local here in Burlington, and it was a place, I think it was called Sykes Shoe Repair. Great guy. I mean, he did great, wonderful. And then the second time I got ready, I went on to Thorogood's website and looked up the refurbishment program and clicked onto it and decided to go with the full refurbishment for one reason: the shoe inserts I wear, and I'll put that video at the end of this video. I'll put a link to it. The shoe inserts that I wear had broke these stitches, so it broke the stitches here, and it had broke the stitches here. So I said, okay, well, I need to get them to fix that while I'm at it. So I sent them in. I think you had to put a credit card down. I shipped them in, and I have to pay for the shipping. And when they got them, I think I got an email or something let me know they got them. But it was a couple of weeks had went by, and I got an email from a company called New Shoe, Nushoe, New Shoe. And New Shoe is actually who does their refurbishments. And so when I got it, and they sent me an email, they, verifying what I wanted done. And I told the lady, I said, is it possible, can I get a leather welt instead of the, I don't want to call it, it's not plastic what Thorogood uses. That would be berating them. It is plastic, but it's not like your normal plastic. Their welt's different. It's not leather. It's not a problem, but it's not leather either. And I just wanted a leather. I just, I'm a big Red Wing fan. So I got leather. No problem. They put leather on it. They put another midsole in it. They put an outer sole on it. Everything was great. They sewed up the stitching that I needed done on each side. Did a great job. And they also mentioned something about the inside cloth or something was had come loose. And what they did, and it's too bad I don't have maybe like a little bore camera so you can look down in here. They layered this upper shoe up under this leather. They layered it in some sort of leather, and it's stuck on there. Now, what I wanted to warn about, and one of the main reasons of doing this video, number one, New Shoe did a wonderful job on this boot. The fit and finish is perfect. The leather welt is perfect. I can't ask for anything better there. They used Thorogood's sole again. They actually went one step further than Thorogood, and they stitched the top. Now that you don't see that from Thorogood right there, so they went one step further and stitched the top. Wonderful job. But what it did, in it was a unforeseeable consequence. When they did work on the toe part of this, it actually shrank this shoe down some, and it was tight on the top of my foot like you wouldn't believe. I was worried, therefore, honestly, I tried to wear them half a day and I couldn't wear them. And, in my mind, I'm thinking when I get my boot back, it's my old boot, it's broke in, put it on and roll out. But it was just so tight, I couldn't get it to break loose. So finally, I wore it a half a day, and I even contacted New Shoe about it, and they was like, we'll send them back and we'll see what we can do, because I told them that I felt like it had shrank a half a shoe size. But by the time I sent it, and by the time I got it back, it was probably a month had went by, at least a month had went by. And in that time period, I had for the folks that follow the channel, they know that I had Hastings Boots had contacted me about doing a mock toe boot. And I will say this at this point in this video, that shoe is fine if you're just wearing it out in the yard, raking a few leaves. But I wore it for about a month, and the bottom of the sole started coming off. And we'll talk about that in just a second. I do construction work on a 8 to 10 to 12 hour basis, so that shoe's just not quite made up for that. But I guess it would be fine if it was just something that you didn't need a lot. But so I kept rubbing this with mink oil, and it took me about 4 days of wearing this, and it was pretty hard on my foot. I'm not gonna lie about it. It was pretty hard on it, but it finally stretched out some and loosened back up till it's not a loose fit at all. It's still a tight fit a little bit, but it's fine. It's not. I can wear them now, and other than that, and that's not New Shoe's fault. That's like what I call an unintended consequence. I don't think if they wouldn't have put that stuff in the top of my boot to try to, and they meant well, don't get me wrong, they meant well. They were trying to rebuild the inside of this thing, and so I would recommend them rebuilding a shoe hands down. But great job, guys. And and we speaking of the high C's and talking about, it's one time, and it had to be 10 or 12 years ago, I needed a weed eater, and me and Lino went over to our local hardware store that carried steel products, and that weed eater was about, I don't know, $400 or $500. And you get what you pay for, because you can buy a weed eater every year from Walmart and do it for the next 10 years, and you got $1,000 invested in weed eaters, or you can get a real good one and it lasts you 10, 12, 15, 20 years if you take care of it. Same things with these boots here. For me, I wear them out pretty hard, pretty quick. which, like I said, now these are about 3 years old, if not a little more than that now, and they look great. I mean, I would wear them out. I've tried to take care of them. I've tried to keep mink oil on them and clean them once a week. I would wear them out other than work. And matter of fact, I've actually kind of retired them a little bit to what I call just maybe not, I won't probably wear these to my daytime job every day. We'll wear them on the farm here and do some stuff here, and that's a whole lot less stringent on them than what I do in the day. I wear stilts. Any of you guys watched my last video, you know I told you I fell off the stilts, and that was a horrendous crash and hurt my wrist. But so I wear stilts, so there's straps around these boots. There's straps at the bottom, and they, you put a lot of pressure on your feet walking on those things, and so that probably is what contributed to helping bust these seams out right here. But good pair of boots. Can't say enough about them. I mentioned just a minute ago, I'm a Red Wing fan. It is hard for me to decide between a Thorogood and a Red Wing. There's things I like about them both. This mock toe from Thorogood is one of the most comfortable boots I've ever wore. I can't complain about it. It has the cushion insole in it. The refurbished program is spot on. It's not nothing that I wouldn't trust to do. And so, it's hard for me to say. Having said all of that, I will, in January sometime, I'm not sure when, hopefully I want to do a truck video on putting the hitch in the truck. We'll do a little video of this little boot. That is what I've been wearing here for the last, about a month now. And it's a boot that I had about 20 years ago, and I said it on another video. I don't know why I got away from it. And it's what I call Red Wing's secret comfortable boot that doesn't get a lot of fanfare because it's kind of built like a mock toe here a little bit, but it has a super sole on it, which is a sole that is molded to the bottom of the shoe. Don't want to say too much about it. We'll do a video on this, but this booger here, just wait for that video in January. So other than that, just again, the refurbished program, and that's what this video is more about than anything, is the Thorogood refurbishment program. Had a guy email me and ask me about it and what my thoughts on it, and I told him, I said, I don't get a lot of views when it comes to shoe videos sometimes. Of course, not as much as the garden, because most of the guys are here for the gardening. But it's just not that much gardening this time of year. And I like doing reviews on products. I do. And what I was going to say just a minute ago was, even if you don't wear a boot like I do for your job all day, 10, 12 hours a day, and maybe you only wear it on a Saturday while you're working out the yard or something like that, go ahead and get the better boot. Go ahead and get the Thorogood or the Red Wing. Take care of it, and it'll last you for the next 20 years. I say 20, I at least 10 or 15 anyway, but take care of it, keep some mink oil on it, keep it clean, and they will last you forever. Hope you like this video, guys. I can't think of anything else I wanted to tell you about it. I appreciate you hanging in here. God bless you. God loves you. We'll see you.